Hi there, Gemini, Healing Grasshopper, here to do your weekly reading, the third week in June, the 15th to the 21st. Mm, these are cards? No, that was a fumble. I thought so. Okay, that's not a fumble. Like this? This one too? Okay. Gemini. Ooh, reversed? No. Who's upsetting my Geminis? What's happening? Reversed? Okay. There is someone hurting you, Gemini. And I don't think you've addressed it. This is like a narcissistic person who, likes to push your buttons and um take digs at you and insult you, the little insults, and make you do things to make you feel insecure or whatever, and you've just kind of written it off. And you know, and Spirit is saying here that you need to recognize this for what it is: toxicity. Look, I know what this looks like. I went through things like this in the past where you start to make excuses for people. And depending on who this is, when I was much, much younger, I had some really toxic people in my life, and I just kind of absorbed it and kind of accepted it like, oh, that's the way things were, that people spoke to each other like that. And like it was like a group of friends. I don't know if you guys who have watched HBO Succession. I mean, it wasn't quite as bad as Succession. Succession, if you guys haven't seen that show, you should go see it. It'll blow your minds. Like you have never imagined people speaking like this way to each other. Like you've never seen it. Like you want to talk about sharp tongues. My God. But anyway, not quite as bad as Succession, but kind of the same kind of situation where it was accepted to throw insults at each other type thing. Um, so when you're in an atmosphere like that, it's kind of, you get used to it. It's like par for the course type thing. But then when I reached my like early to mid 20s, I realized, wait a minute, I, this isn't normal, number one. And number two, I don't have to take this shit, you know? So what does that have to do with you? And let me finish that actually. That that was what you learn in early life. But then as you grow older, you have kind of hybrids of those, you know, toxic relationships where people aren't quite as blunt with the insults. They're more clever about them, and they're more underhanded and that kind of thing. And um anyway, so it's like you graduate from that school of toxicity and you go to the next grade of toxicity. Um and anyway, right? So the older you get, the less you tolerate it. And then when you're in like later adulthood, if you meet someone like that, you're quicker to cut that out of your life. But the thing is that when you had, and I just saw Six of Cups, I bet you the Six of Cups is going to show up here in this reading. When you have people who have been in your life for a while, that's different. Like you allow much more from those people. And you allow them to behave badly and you start to make excuses for them. Well, they didn't mean it that way. And that hurt, but uh I know they love me. They didn't know that it hurt me like that. And whatever. Six of Cups. What did I just say about the Six of Cups? You see? And the reason I'm like shouting at you here. I'm sorry, Gemini. I don't mean to shout at you. Yeah, I'm an empath, okay? So I will take on the energy of the reading. And that's what's happening right here. That I'm getting more and more agitated here because I don't like the way this person is treating you. And I'm somewhat in fight mode right now, so I need to let that drain out of me now. But it's serving me well because I'm getting the messages. Man, I knew that Six of Cups was coming. I felt it. So listen, I understand what it feels like. I've had a whole bunch of deaths, losses. Let's say losses because it's more than death, right? I had family member deaths and then I had a pet death, a job death, and I had to sell my childhood home. So it was the loss of my childhood home too. Okay. I mean, when I talk about loss, it like was like an avalanche of losses all at once. Within a few years, it was like boom, 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 dominoes. Okay. So then, and I lived in a great place, and I always felt my whole life like I'm never gonna move away from where I live. I love where I live, and then suddenly I have to move away from where I live. Okay? So that on top of all the deaths, like I had very little comfort foundation. I'm sorry I'm putting a lot of myself into this reading, but it does come to bear, I promise. I'm relating to you, and that is what's coming through my third eye right now. Spirit is giving me examples to give you because they relate to your story. Um, so because of my grief, and if you want to call it loneliness too, because my emotional foundation was gone, I was looking to fill it with something, right? So I had this childhood friend who had emerged into my life, and it was because they saw the death of the family member on Facebook and they knew this family member and they came to my funeral. So, to my funeral, to the funeral of the family member, right? So we reconnected from then and, rekindled the relationship. And what I didn't realize that this person was in a very, very, very bad place, really bad. So I realized later that I didn't need them. It was that they needed me. But the thing is that because they hated them, they didn't love themselves, that they were starting to emotionally abuse me. Okay. Now, because of this hole that I told you about, I really felt like I needed them because they were a connection to home, right? They lived in my town. I grew up with them. You understand? So see how this relates to you? Because that's what the Six of Cups a lot of the time talks about. Your connection to the past. Not all the time, but in this reading, yes. Because this person who is hurting you, you have that kind of emotional connection to. Like, you didn't just meet this person yesterday. They've been in your life for a while and you feel that you need them. I promise you that you don't. And it took me several months, by the way, to really understand. And it was a karmic lesson, make no mistake. And this is probably a karmic lesson for you too. This is a test of strength. Strength. Okay? Who knows? Here comes the strength card next. But a test of strength in the crutches that you take on in life that are absolutely not only useless, you know, like you have a limp in one leg and you use a terrible, like the wrong crutch, and then it creates a backache, you know, that kind of thing. Like it's not helping you. It's creating more problems in your life. Four of Wands. I'm not going to comment on that until I get the third card. Yeah, it's a fun one. Whoa, this is definitely ours. Yeah, this one too. This one, all three of them. This goes like that. Here, here. Reversed. Hermit reversed. Okay. All right. Wow. Spirit is really telling it. If you need to let go of the past, because if you're going to be happy in life, you need to rely on yourself. If you were to read this like a sentence, is what this is saying. There is happiness for you, yes, but it does not lie in this person. It's within yourself. You don't need this person. Let them go. I'm being as blunt as I can because you know what? This kind of situation pisses me off. I hate it because I've been through it and still listen. And you know what? I've forgiven this person because I really clearly see them and understand why they behaved the way they did. And I do send them love and light because they're in pain. Hurt people, right? Two of Pentacles under the Six of Cups. This is you can do it. I just heard. You can do it. If you're feeling like, what do you mean I have to leave them? I can't leave them. I need them. Yes, you can. You'll manage. You'll be fine. Spirit is saying. Wow. Seven of Cups. You don't need this person. See, this person is walking away. This is, for those of you who follow me, you've heard me say this a million times, that this is one of my favorites, if not very favorite card in the deck that I call the Be Your Own Hero card. Seven of Cups, this guy is walking away from seven upright cups. They look lovely. There's nothing wrong with these cups, or at least it appears so. And who knows? They're whatever. They're nice, yeah. But this person knows that there's something better for them elsewhere. They're willing to walk away from it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And this person really see the sun has a face here that's looking down at this person, and this person is looking up at the moon. The moon in this card represents their intuition. He is following his own North Star, his intuition, his heart center. None of this behind him matters because his intuition is calling him elsewhere. So I can sit here and tell you to leave this person until the cows come home, but it's up to you. And you know what? Another thing, because spirit, excuse me, spirit turned my attention to this person again. And there's a second person too that I just saw. There is a moment, and it's happened to me several times in my life, where you are putting up with nonsense. And there is a moment. It could be the smallest, like this person has insulted you much worse before, right? But there is some special magic words that come flying out of their mouths that awakens you, that wakes you up out of your kind of stupor. They'll say something. And you're like, wait a minute, you're a douche, and I don't deserve this. I'm done. That's going to happen to you. And probably this week or in the near future. If it doesn't happen this week, this is what is brewing this week. There are going to be events that, set this in motion. Yeah. Oof. Okay. So the Eight of Swords, you know what you have to do, but you don't. This is that feeling that you have in a relationship where you can't see yourself without that person, is what this is. Queen of Pentacles. Card under it? No, cards under it. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. This happened recently with another reading where I was like, wow, Queen of Pentacles in this same sort of kind of self-esteem type reading where I would expect to see the Empress. But there is, excuse me, a specific reason why Spirit is choosing Queen of Pentacles over the Empress. And that is because the Empress represents something a little different, like comfort and creativity. And, you know, there is another story that the Empress doesn't really tell that the Queen of Pentacles does. It's like almost all of the Empress plus strength and stability, because the Empress is kind of like soft and pink. Queen of Pentacles is not soft and pink. She is she is creative, she is productive, she is filled with feminine energy, but she is stable. She knows who she is. She knows how to create that stability. She is comfortable in that. All of those things. This is a badass bitch. Okay? So, and this is what Spirit is saying. And by the way, the people who I'm talking to, maybe the majority of you are women, but that doesn't mean that all of you are women. There are some men in this reading too, so you are not excluded from this. Because women can be these assholes too, you know. Narcissism and dysfunction does not have a gender, that is for sure. Okay? So, wait, do we have tarot clarification? No. Advice cards. Okay, advice cards coming. Okay? The badass bitch. This is don't forget who you are. You don't need this person. This person does not complete you. You complete you. And see how this comes up the hermit position next to the outcome card, the Queen of Pentacles and the Hermit connected here very closely. And the two most important cards in this reading. They're all important, very. But this is about resilience and self-reliance, self-esteem and inner strength. You have it all inside of you. But this person, for I don't know how long it's been, has been chipping away at this. You need to get away and rebuild this because it's inside of you. Okay? And I am pissed. And I know that you're here and I'm so sorry. Okay, so higher self. Let's see which advice deck. Okay, I haven't used this deck in a while. Hold on just a second. It's just kind of falling apart on me. I have another deck that kind of fell into it. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. I usually tell you guys what the name of the decks are that I use, but I don't know the name of this deck. I've long since gotten rid of the packaging, so I don't know what it's called. One of these, this one, this one, this. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. This is talking about. This is a great deck. I really like this deck. I don't use it enough, but I love the way it's illustrated. Um, this is spirit saying that they. Oh, and look, I put it down right over the Four of Wands. This is the happiness that you are promised by spirit. Stream of love supporting my dreams is the divine. Over here in this energy, you have to remind yourself that you are loved. You are very loved. Spirit loves you. You love you. You know, you are worthy of love. And spirit is supporting you. And as soon as you get out of this terrible situation, but there needs to be a time, don't, after you shed this person, try and, place a band-aid on it by hopping into another relationship. Okay? No rebound relationships, please. The hermit is here for a reason. It means you need to be on your own for a while so you can do some healing, repairing, assessing. There's going to be a time where you're looking back at this, you know. That is part of your healing time, your processing. And you're extracting of the red flags that you were ignoring before, right? Because you're going to need to take all of that with you into the future. I still hear my annoyance. I'm so sorry, guys. I need to cut it out. But um, I promise I'm not annoyed at you. Love and kisses to you. I don't need to talk at you here. Um, you know, it's like I'm griping with you, not at you. Um, yeah, support is definitely a very good word there, because in situations like this, you feel very alone, very unsupported, very unsafe. And this is what this person has made you feel, like unsafe. Like you and ironically, the more you're with them, the more you become dependent on this kind of person. Like somehow inside of you, they're your aggressor, they're your abuser, but you feel like you need them. It's gross, you know? I've been through it, and when I look back at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I allowed this person to do that to me. And you trust me, you're gonna get there. In this hermit mode, you're gonna be like, oh my God, really? Just do yourself a favor and break away now so you can start your healing. And the sooner you do that, the sooner you can get to this Four of Wands. Okay, guys? So, love and healing and a speedy recovery to you. I am looking forward to hearing from you in the comments. Whatever you're comfortable talking about, I will happily engage with you in the comments. I answer every single one. Um, if you don't, a simple like is enough to tell me that it resonates. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's been a little slow for me getting there. So every single subscriber means the world to me. It's free for you and it's quick, but it helps me out greatly. So please do so. I thank you in advance. I love you, Taurus. You are worth better. You are worth love. You are loved. Speak to you soon.